So you want to look elegant and you want to look expensive, but you're on a budget. So what do? Today, based on my 26 years of experience of working with women and men from all different backgrounds, I am going to reveal to you how you can look expensive without breaking the bank. So let's get started. My name is Michelle Barra and I talk to you about capsule wardrobes and how you can build wardrobes that work for you and your lifestyle. Now, the foundation of looking expensive is about classic timeless pieces. There are a few timeless pieces that you can have in your wardrobe that definitely lean towards those expensive looking clothes. Think about fabrics in linen, think about silk, think about cotton. The vast majority of fabrics you're going to be looking at are more of the natural fabrics rather than the man-made versions. It is often the way the clothes drape, it's the way they hit the light. It makes a huge difference. Think about those staple pieces in neutral colours with maybe the odd little pop of colour. So think of navy blue with beige and ivory. Think of black with stone and ivory. Those neutral tones tend to look a lot better, because one little tip I will tell you is that you can go into very expensive stores sometimes and you do see really bright, vibrant clothing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you're wearing something that's very bright and vibrant, it needs to be a piece on its own and not clashing with something else. Part of the reason why I say neutral tones is because they just immediately look more elegant. I don't know why that is, but they do. I've been into stores before where the clothes are very expensive and the price tags are extortionate, but they look really cheap because maybe the pattern's really bright and really clashing. And immediately that kind of looks cheap. It doesn't look elegant and it doesn't look smart and it doesn't look expensive, even though it is. You can cheat it with cheaper clothes. If you are really on a budget, look at thrift stores, secondhand stores, and apps like Poshmark and Vinted. I buy many of my pieces secondhand. This kimono was bought from a shop in Brighton Hove called Thrift. It's got some amazing pieces in there if you are local. And I've got these linen trousers I actually picked up from Vinted. Vinted and Poshmark, all those places, shop carefully, look at how many stars the seller's got and make sure they've got a reasonable kind of rating previously. But you can make a huge difference by buying something that's a little bit more elevated and a little bit more expensive, better quality, but on a budget. Now, accessories can make a huge difference, and how you wear the accessories can make a huge difference. Now, what I will say is you don't have to have a bag that's £15,000. As long as it's probably in a natural fabric and has a decent structure to it, like this cream bag, which was gifted to me a while back by Teddy Blake. It has a classic style, comes in a variation of colours. It's got lots of pockets in it, but it looks classic and timeless. There's nothing like screaming out at you. It's just a classic timeless piece which will blend really nicely with any of the outfits that I wear. So you don't need to spend a fortune, but just think of simple and timeless and often quite understated. In other words, the pieces that you wear, whether they be accessories or actual garments, usually don't have to scream at you. They can be something which is quite understated. It tends to work better. Now, if you're on a budget, you can always buy some of these pre-loved. You can even buy designer pieces pre-loved. Be very careful buying designer pieces pre-loved. There are apps like Vinted which do offer a service where they confirm that something is the actual designer piece, because I have seen people selling things which clearly aren't designer. If you are worried about that and you are worried about whether something is real or not, it's often based on the stitching. Quality quality of the material and how the piece is stitched together. If it's got a pattern, the pattern where the stitching comes together will also match. So it's little details like that to look out for, to look for quality. Something else that can work really well as an accessory in your wardrobe is a really simple silk scarf. I absolutely love my silk scarves. I've got a few different colours, but they work with different pieces in my wardrobe. So always choose something that will mix with somewhere else in your wardrobe. One little tip I will give you, some of the ones I've mainly got them from abroad because they remind me of where I've been. But if you really like the idea of a silk scarf, but it feels too expensive, look on Etsy. People often sell pre-loved ones on there, or it's tiny little businesses. And actually there's some really lovely options. So when you're looking for that, the way in which I've picked this one is it's got the blue in it, it's got the white in it, it's got the pink in it. And I've pulled it together with my outfit today because there's blue in my kimono and a little bit of pink, so it links through, and also the white. So that is what I would like you to think about when you're picking a silk scarf, particularly if it's got colours in it, is what else you tend to wear, and will that silk scarf with the colours in it pull that outfit together. Now if you struggle with that and colour and everything else, book in a discovery call with me. It's for 15 minutes and it's entirely free. We can chat about how I might help you. So I'll put the link to that in the notes and also here. One of the most obvious things if you are looking to look expensive on a budget is to shop smart. So look at sales, look at special offers. Also have a think about when people are offering sample sales. Some brands will do huge sample sales that you can attend. The other one, which is less known about as well, is, and I've experienced this having worked in TV for a long time, sometimes the big costume houses will do sales. Now you might say to me, well, I don't want to look like an 18th century villager, which I understand. But what you'll often find in those sales is pieces maybe from any time from say the 50s to now, which are designer pieces. Sometimes you might be able to pick up a dress or a jacket or a pair of shoes or something worn by some famous actress. You'll look in the label and there'll be some actress's name inside that. So one company that I know that definitely does that is Angels in North London, and also Glad Rags, which is in Brighton. I'm not sure about abroad who does it, but in Glad Rags in Brighton, they have regular sales. So definitely have a look at those as well. Then on top of that, obviously thrift stores. I got this from Thrift in Brighton. I also know Circle Store is another great place to go. Wherever you are, there will be thrift places that are either for charities or just thrift stores. Have a look at Vinted, have a look at Poshmark, like I've said before, but definitely shop smart. Think about sales, think about sample sales, costume sales, and also those thrift apps and stores. And actually always look at quality over quantity. So have one really good decent t-shirt rather than 6 of the same that kind of get stretchy and fall apart in 5 minutes. If you need help thinking about how you're going to put those items together and how you're going to create this expensive looking wardrobe, then definitely download my Capsule wardrobe planner. I'll put the link to it in the notes. You can fill it out as you go along. It asks you lots of questions to help you really focus on what you want in your wardrobe and what will work for you, because every single one of you watching this, it will be different for you. So download that if you haven't done already, and you can fill it out as you go along. Let me know in the comments what you struggle with most and whether you've got any questions in regards to your wardrobe or pieces in it and anything you've struggled with. I answer every single question. To give you some ideas, I've put some outfit ideas together now. One of them being this pleated skirt, which I got from Estia. I like the pleats, they always look quite classic and timeless. It's also, if you have it at midi or maxi skirt, depending on your preference, the way it sits, it works for quite a few different body types. So if you have put on a bit of weight, often pleated skirts work quite well because they go for that A-line style. It also moves as you move. It's a classic timeless piece. To keep it really simple this time, I've just teamed it with this white t-shirt to keep it really clean and simple. Simple, black and white, monochromatic, nothing too crazy going on here, but it really works. The next one is a white pair of jeans with a simple belt and a silk shirt. Again, this works really well. I would go for straight leg jeans because that tends to work for most body types. Also medium waisted tends to work, and you can wear this whatever you want. The white jean with a silk shirt, the way the breeze will hit the shirt and the way it moves immediately screams elegance. So these are basic classic pieces that work really well. I've got t-shirt again, but just with a linen pair of pants. Another really simple one, but you could go for different colours with this. You could go for navy blue, stone or ivory and white colours that I'm going for here. It really doesn't matter. It really is what's best for you. One thing I will say though is if there is an area of your body that you're a little bit conscious about, so let's say around your bottom area, around your tummy area, tend to go for darker colours and matter colours. So like the linen, for example, in a darker colour or cotton on those areas, and the kind of silk or satin, particularly silk for elegance, rather than satin on areas you are more conscious about, because it will hit the light, and maybe go for something that's lighter. Now the other one is a classic kind of shape tea dress or a wrap dress. Tea dresses and wrap dresses tend to work for pretty much every body type and whatever shape you are. They are classics kind of staples. The ones that I've got are in florals. You don't have to have something floral. You could have something plain or maybe with a polka dot. They're really classic pieces that can be dressed up or down, as can most of the examples that I've used here today. Now, if you are looking at your wardrobe and it feels a bit boring and you need an update but you can't afford a personal stylist, consider joining my membership here on YouTube. I come on live once a month and you can ask me questions. There's a private community area where I post in there once a week. I give you special offers, discounts on items. You can request certain brands if you want to. And if you've got any questions, you can also post in that area. But in addition to that, we do the live. So we did the live last night. It was absolutely wonderful. I was chatting again to my lovely members. I've got to know them quite well. And I love it when I see them starting to make choices that maybe they weren't brave enough to make beforehand. And that's because of the conversations we've had and the suggestions I've made. So that is all for the price of a coffee. It's $4.99 each month. If you can't make the live session, that's not a problem either, because the video goes into the members area afterwards. And if you've got any questions, you can still post a question underneath. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, take a look at the link in the notes, or I'll put it here. I'd love to see you there. So finally, looking more expensive is about keeping it quite simple. So it's about toning down the more garish aspects of maybe prints, jewellery, fabrics, etc., and keeping it quite understated. Match your jewellery. So if you either wear silver or gold, match it through. Think about the buckles on maybe shoes or on a belt, or maybe the hardware on a bag, and make sure that matches through. Match your accessories like your shoes, your bag, your belt, and keep it generally quite neutral. Apart from maybe silk scarves, think about natural fabrics. It will make a huge difference. Always quality over quantity. If you are on a budget, look at pre-loved. And like I say, look at those costume sales, look at sample sales, and also some of the pre-loved apps. If you have any tips about looking elegant, or anything that you feel like you're actually, why has she not even mentioned that? Then definitely comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear where you see your elegance and the pieces that you've got that you always feel elegant when you wear. Have a wonderful week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Take care.